Hello everyone, it's Oscar from Palpatine Bricks, and today we're looking at every single LEGO Star Wars Turbo Tank ever released. We've got every single one from the year 2005 all the way up to the newest 2025, which we all know has gone a bit in a downhill trend. We've got Microfighter, polybags, and all the normal sets and all the other versions of those sets released. We're going to be starting from the oldest, working our way up to the newest. Let's take a look. So as you can see here on the table, we've got a Microfighter, a polybag, a small one, working our way up to the biggest one. So we're going to take a look at them all right now, starting 2005. Now you may ask me, why the hell do you have two of these on the table right there? And I'm going to give you a little explanation here in a second. So the first Turbo Tank we got ever released by LEGO Star Wars was the 7261 Clone Turbo Tank. It had 813 pieces with a side turret. Obviously, they had the build itself and a little speeder with it and a gun. So there's a lot of things involved in the set. And as you can see from the top there, we've got three normal clone troopers, one being a commander, Mace Windu, two battle droids, and a scout trooper. Now, that scout trooper alone nowadays sets you back a pretty penny. Now, this one is the older release, so they had a bunch of issues with the light up minifigures running out of battery. So as you can see there, it's actually dead. You could actually click try me and you could actually press the minifigure. Now at the top here, it shows that it's in a separate bag and you can't throw it out into a normal bin. So that caused a lot of issues for LEGO Star Wars and why they just changed it overall. Now the piece count varies between 813 pieces to 801, and the difference being the minifigure of Mace Windu here obviously has a bit more pieces, and there was small little changes which I can't actually tell which ones they are. No one really has a big answer to that question. Other than that, the box art basically is the same. The normal reason being just sorry for stuttering there, but the normal being is for that light up minifigure. Now the back shows off, it can go over obstacles, turn, be an alternate build. There's a lot of different compartments for the turret. You can actually pull up this little thing for the clone to sit in there. There's a lot of different sets from that 2005 year era, as you can see. But that's it for the 2005 Turbo Tank. This is a very nostalgic set, but it is not my favorite. Let's get into the next Clone Turbo Tank set we have is the 2006 64-piece Brickmaster polybag. Now, this wasn't a set that included any minifigures. It's got 64 pieces, nice little build, and it's Brickmaster, so it's a big polybag compared to my hand. It's definitely a big one there. Has any instructions and a little bit of printing at the back, but nothing too interesting in this build. That was 2008, I believe, so yeah, let's get into the next set we have is the 8098 Clone Turbo Tank based on the Clone Wars, and this is probably the best that will ever be released by LEGO Star Wars of Clone Turbo Tanks. Released in 2010, it had a beautiful minifigure selection with a beautiful box art there with the Clone Turbo Tank in the background. Love the little walker there in the corner as well, the little cool turrets at the top, and all the compartments are actually, you can actually open these compartments and you can see what's inside. You get 6 minifigures in the set, including Cad Bane, Ayla Secura, 2 clone troopers, an Ahsoka, and an Anakin Skywalker from the Clone Wars. So, love this set, beautiful set, and I just can't believe I've got this thing in my collection, mint in condition. Now, the back of the model shows off some of the sets from that year. No alternate builds in this one. Unfortunately, we've got a little sand background there and all the compartments being able to open, like I said before, and some of the actual play features from that year. Very interesting. I do have 3 of these built in my collection, which is pretty interesting. But let's get into the next year. Next LEGO Star Wars Clone Turbo Tank we actually got was a new line called Microfighters. Now, 75028 is the set if you want to buy it. It's nothing too special. It's literally just a polybag build with a clone trooper there. So, nice way to get that clone trooper for cheap. And then you've got the Clone Turbo Tank there in the background, and some of the other sets released in that year as well of the Microfighter build. So nothing too crazy here in 2014. It is still a clone turbo tank, so I had to include it in this video. But let's get into the next clone turbo tank started to disappoint the LEGO Star Wars community as a whole. This was the 75151 clone turbo tank released in the year of 2016. Now this set went under the radar quite a bit because of that release of that new Star Wars movie being The Force Awakens, as you can see Kylo Ren in the corner, which has nothing to do with this clone turbo tank. The minifigure selection in this set is phenomenal. I love it. I really do love the box art. It is very nice. It's just been scaled down quite a lot from that 2010 build that everyone loved. You get 5 minifigures in the set, including Luminara Unduli, Quinlan Voss, Clone Commander Gree, an Elite Corps Clone Trooper, and 2 battle droids. The actual set within itself, it is very interesting and it's very nice to see a bit of change. And we also get a walker, so all those 3 big ones had walkers in them, which is very nice. The box is a bit more square, as I can say. And there's a bit of a different style here in the corner, like being able to wobble it around side to side, being able to fold down the RT into the inside, and you can obviously open all the compartments, and it also have a pulley system like that 2010. So not too bad. I was a bit disappointed with the size of this thing when it came out, but nevertheless, I have it in my collection, as you can see right there. So it is quite smaller than those 3 2010 big ones. But let's take a look at the 2025, which is even more embarrassing. Now, 2025, this was a year, which is this year right now, where LEGO Star Wars had just disappointed a lot of people. Now, the minifigure selection, again, phenomenal. Love the minifigure selection, but it's called the Republic Juggernaut. So the wheels on this thing are actually brick built now, even though it has the same amount of pieces like the 2005 model, which is considerably bigger than this one. You can literally pick it up by your hands just like that. I haven't built it. I'm going to keep it sealed. We get over 8 minifigures, being Ki Ant Mundi, a Commander Bakara, a Galactic Marines, and 3 battle droids. So I don't particularly love the box art on this thing. I do like the minifigures a lot. A lot of repeated minifigures, except for the Galactic Marines. Everyone's been begging LEGO Star Wars for. 75413 is the set number. It is quite long compared to all the other box arts, but very, very thin. It does compare a lot to the 2016, just being a lot thinner and not as high. It has a couple compartments there, as you can see. Nothing too special on this thing. It is very small. So, yeah, that wraps it up for all the LEGO Star Wars turbo tanks ever released from the year 2005 all the way to 2025.